Okay. Good evening, everybody. Just a quick introduction. My name's Ed Pomicter. I'm a health optimization physician in Virginia, and I've been a brand partner with LifeWave for about 7 to 8 months. I had known about LifeWave for 2.5 years before I became involved, and I had blown it off because it was a network marketing company. And I came to realize that network marketing, after I found out that LifeWave patches really are amazing at what they do, I had to basically learn about network marketing to get over my bias against it, so that I could start actually utilizing this product with my patients. So this presentation comes out of what I've tried to learn for myself and what I'd like to offer to you to understand why network marketing is actually a fantastic uh, method of distribution. And it's probably the most egalitarian method of product distribution that there is. So let me see here. I need to get to screen share and we'll start. Okay, so the question, is it one of those things? The LifeWave Business Opportunity Explained. So when you talk about network marketing, most people kind of draw back and they think of pyramid scheme and scam. And that's what I'm going to try to dismiss that idea today. So the purpose of today is to explain the model of network marketing honestly, without a lot of hoopla, and just be very objective about it. And then you can decide what you think about it and if it fits you. So we're going to set some expectations. First is that LifeWave as a business is not for everyone, and it's not meant to be. Frankly, 90 across network marketing, it doesn't matter what company or where over the past decades you look, uh, about 95% of people who sign up as distributors or brand partners or whatever the company calls the potential salespeople, 95% of them just sign up and get the product at a less expensive price. Only about 1 out of 25% of people actually build a business in network marketing. So it's not for everybody. Um, some people use LifeWave for the products. Then they start getting curious about the science. Then some of those people really want to start sharing this with their friends, but don't want it to be a business. And then there are those of us who feel called to build a business, and even some of us that really see this is not just a business, but is something that can be life-changing for us and our families and for the people that we impact. And any of those choices is valid, and you just need to figure out where you are on that spectrum. So my goal isn't to convince you to get into network marketing or to become a brand partner or to try to be a big builder. It's just to explain what the business model is, and you can then decide now where you fit in it or in the future. So this is a conversation that we're having. What LifeWave does and doesn't do. LifeWave does not make any income promises. Okay. What LifeWave does is it provides a structure, a business structure that rewards people for using the product, for loyalty, for using the product over and over again, and for leadership, for both leadership in uh, enrolling new customers or new brand partners, but then also building a team of brand partners, teaching other people how to build a team. So that's where you get rewarded. And that's why network marketing tends to have a lot of different avenues for income. The companies design these different bonus packages, or however you want to call it, incentives to incentivize us to build a strong and stable structure that will support the company in the long run. Now, the mindset of brand partners. There's a fourth mindset that I don't have on here, which is the people who come in and they just want to buy it. That's all the way to the left. Um, then sometimes people, after they start using it and they're like, okay, I'm going to keep using this month after month, and it's just costing me $100 or 150 or $200 a month. How can I maybe share this with enough people that my commissions just cover the cost of my patches? And that's a great place to be. And that's what a lot of people do. Then from there, people might think, well, there's actually the opportunity to earn some significant money. I could earn, and significant could be a couple $100 a month or a couple $1,000 a month. Uh, but you start seeing that the people around you are doing that and they're not special in any way. Their mother might think they're special, but they're regular old folks. And you say, wow, I could do that too. And then some people get the bug and they say, wow, this is really something different, both the product and the opportunity. And I want to build a large organization and make this more of a job for myself or a vocation. And that's frankly where my wife and I are. We're really trying to build this big. But again, any one of these is an option that's available. So, why would a company choose network marketing rather than a conventional distribution network of distributors, brokers, brick and mortar stores? Well, for LifeWave, it's because the products are experiential. They are very different technology. They're paradigm shifting technology. This phototherapy, especially phototherapy that is powered by the body's own infrared light. It's something that is just, it's hard to conceptualize. And so if the product was just sitting on a shelf, it wouldn't make sense to people. So it requires some education to understand. It also is not an, in most cases, it doesn't work instantly for people. It might take days, it might take weeks, it might take months before people see the benefit of the patches. And so having somebody who is talking to you and supporting you, and oftentimes that person is a friend, keeps people using the patches until they actually experience a difference that they can notice. Um, I think it's my dog here. I'm sorry, she needs to go outside. So so having somebody at your side when you're a customer is great, and that's what the company needs. So we give support, we give education, then oftentimes those users, like it happened for Thora and myself, we became enthusiastic proponents because we basically got to the point where we said, this is so incredible, we cannot not share it with other people. It would be morally irresponsible for me as a physician to withhold telling people about a great product because it's a network marketing company and I'm uptight about that. So I've become, an enthusiastic proponent and I get rewarded for that. And then the reality is that we are bombarded with so much advertisement that we have become, for the most part, numb to it or even jaded against it. And so talking one-on-one with somebody and having a trusting relationship, frankly, is more important than advertising. So LifeWave doesn't really put any money into advertising. They put all their money back into us, the people. So, most people, again, they become involved because somebody who they trusted shared the product with them. That's what happened to us. A friend shared the product with us. We then experienced something positive, and then I had to share this transformational technology over and over and over again in LifeWave as I meet other brand partners. 95% or more of them had no intention of being involved in network marketing, but they could not become involved in this company. So where does the money go? I have had some people say, I really don't like network marketing because I see that they're spending money on these conventions and rah-rah sessions and sending people on incentive trips and so forth, and that just seems like a waste of money to me. Well, here's the reality of business. My wife and I own an organic spice company that we've had for 16 years, in addition to my medical practice. If you were to buy our spices on the store shelf and pay $10 for a tin of spices, we earn $4 off of that $10 tin. $6, 60% goes to distributors, brokers, buying shelf space, the owner of the brick and mortar store, paying the people in the store their salaries, and so forth. LifeWave is the same ratio. LifeWave, the manufacturer, keeps 40% of the final price. 60% of that $10 or 60% of the $100 goes back to the brand partners. So all they have done is shift from spending money on advertising, distributors, different middlemen. They have instead decided to pay that money to we who are out there teaching people and introducing people and supporting people. So it's really no different. And yeah, some money gets paid on rah-rah and incentive trips, but the reality of those things is they are actually celebrating you. And have you ever had anybody in your job actually throw a party for you saying, yeah, you're really successful. We're so proud of you and thank you for the work that you do? No, I never have. And until I came to LifeWave. So that's what that is all about. Now, in conventional employment versus network marketing, there are two different things in many aspects. So, conventional employment, you're basically paid for your hours or your time, whether that's an hourly wage or a salary. In network marketing, you are paid for your productivity and the service you provide. So, basically, how much value you do introduce to the group and to the transaction. Conventional marketing, your income is capped by your role. So if in the hospital, if you were the janitor, you're not going to make as much as the nurse. And if you're the nurse, you're not going to make as much as the doctor. In network marketing, your income is theoretically unlimited, uncapped, and is dependent upon the work that you do. Nobody is limiting you. Nobody's putting barriers on you because of your education, or how good looking you are, or anything, or anything else. So it's up to you to rise to the level that you want to. Your time is set by you as opposed to having a schedule set by an employer. So there is flexibility and you can spend as much time or as little time as you want. That more time might well lead to more success, but that's not necessarily the case. When you work for in conventional employment, when you stop working, you don't get paid. In network marketing, you are building a team of other uh, networkers beneath you, other salespeople. And as long as they continue to work, you can actually stop working and you still receive income because you have built a team. You've built a system that has value to it. So LifeWave is actually designed that they would like you to keep working. They don't want people just becoming successful and then sitting out as fat cats just making money off of everybody else. But if something came up in your life where you had to take a month or 2 months or 3 months off from what you're doing, you would still have income coming in. So that's a beautiful thing. It's a way to, it's a level of insurance that you have. Um, so th there are a lot of differences in how you are earning money. Now, another difference is that the dog, conventional employment is a really linear income. You make the same every week. There's no change dependent, not based upon how hard you're working. And when you stop showing up, you no longer get paid. In network marketing, you develop a residual income. You are actually building a business for yourself. And so, as in any business, when you're starting out, you need to put in probably more time than in a conventional business, and you're getting rewarded less than you would be because uh, a lot of your effort is going into building the asset itself. As time goes along and you have built that asset, you've built a team, you've built relationships, you've grown a customer base, you now start having income coming in greater than the hours that you're putting in on a weekly basis, up to the point where you develop what we were talking about, a residual income, where you could stop and the income still flows to you. Now, residual income is important. There are other ways of developing residual income. Rental income is in residual, investment income, and royalties from songs or works of art and so forth. All those are examples of residual income. You produced something once or you purchased something once, and then you keep getting paid for that. So in LifeWave, your residual income comes from developing a customer base that is ordering products over and over again, and from growing an organization of people who are out there building their businesses. So those two contribute to develop this residual income for you over time. So we have builders and customers, and they are both important to growing your business, because business is dependent upon volume. Now, in a pyramid scheme, what happens is the your income is dependent upon bringing in new people paying into the system, essentially new builders. And it does not provide any product of value. In network marketing, why it is not a pyramid scheme is because you actually are dependent upon customers, and customers are being sold a product that they value, something of usefulness. So so it is not a pyramid scheme. It might look like a pyramid when you look at the structure, but every company looks like a pyramid. There's a CEO at the top, and then there's a bunch of vice presidents underneath, and so on down the line. It's just in network marketing, you get to work your way up the pyramid without anybody stopping you. Um, so we'll go back to what's the reality. So 1 out of 20 people ends up being a builder. Most people are just going to be regular product users, which is essentially meaning they're a customer. Now, the customers are what generate the business for the company and the cash flow, and so they are important. And builders, you can never judge who is going to become a builder. We have certainly seen the people that we thought would be builders have not become them, and people have surprised us and said, this was such a big change in my life. I need to talk about it. I want to tell other people about it. And so then they start developing a business. So do not prejudge people. And that is also a matter of don't prejudge yourself. You might say, I can't do sales. You aren't doing sales. You're just talking to people about something that you love. Um, there tends to be a lot of focus on finding business builders and not finding customers. But customers aren't a problem. Customers, you actually want customers. And because you don't know who's going to be successful and who's not, you just want to enroll people. They're all going to have their place in your business. So customers create products demand for steady demand for product. They casually share about LifeWave with other people. People become familiar with LifeWave and then also start purchasing. And some of those people will eventually become builders. So, what we do as our job is we build trust with people if you don't already have it. If you have relationships built, if you've built up personal capital, social capital with people, that is extremely valuable to your success here. We educate people, we do not pressure them. The image that I had in my mind was the used car salesman image of somebody trying to shill you to get you to buy something, and that is not what we do at all here. And we prioritize providing value, both a valuable product and educational value to our people. So we have a phrase that we think of ourselves as being servant leaders. We lead our team, but we are serving our team and we're serving our customers. So it's a business of patience, consistency, and respecting people. So again, our focus is not on recruiting people, it's on helping people. And that is what will give you a solid business and build your team for you. Um, and this is a slide to repeat it because this is, again, one of the biggest hangups about network marketing is this perception that you're going to be hammered with people trying to get you to sell stuff all the time. In LifeWave, if you sign up as a brand partner, if you're one of those 19 out of 20 people that's just using it as a product, nobody's going to be chasing you and hammering you that you have to start selling anything. Okay, so we enroll 100 people, 5 people become builders. Now, why is that important? Well, because it does not take you signing up a lot of people to build a large business. It takes you signing up enough people to have a handful of builders, and then they sign up enough people to create a handful of builders, and so on and so forth. So this is a classic little example in network marketing from a gentleman who said he showed the business to 1,200 people. 900 of them said, no, I don't want to have anything to do with this. And 300 of them said, this sounds interesting and signed up. Out of those 300, only 85 did anything at all, meaning they maybe signed up one other person. And out of those 85, 35, so, roughly 10% were kind of serious. They started building a business. And out of those 35, only 11 actually created something significant. And those 11 can make you a millionaire. So out of 300 that you signed up, roughly 4% of those, so 4 or 5 out of 100, is all you need to become very, very successful financially. Now, why is this important? So we can sign up 3 people and they can sign up three people and so on and so on and so on. And this is just a model because nobody's team actually looks like this. But if everybody were to sign up three builders and 97 customers at each person, down at five generations, you would have 243 builders. If we skip over to the right and instead of me signing up three people, I sign up five, and I get each one of my five to sign up five, and so on down the line. Those five generations of builders will have 3,125 builders in total. Again, each one of those builders is going to have 95 customers. So you just have a much, much larger team. And it just takes you putting in a little bit more time and a little bit more effort. It's five compared to three. You're not getting thousands of people yourself. It's a small team, but small teams duplicating means a big team. And it's very simple. It's a simple concept, but simple does not mean small. Um, so that is basically the basic goal that we have as team builders. Now, this residual income that we're building, what's the real value of that? Well, residual income gives you reliable long-term cash flow, which gives you security, and it actually has cash value. You could resell it, you could sell it to another individual, or you could pass it down to your children or somebody else in your family. It is truly an asset because it's a business. Now, what's the difference here? So when we work a job, we're using our time as the asset. Your physical presence is the asset. When we build a business, the business is the asset, and that's where the value comes. So you can expand the value beyond just your time that you have available. So it's a different way of thinking. And this is why it takes thinking like a business owner, not like an employee, that you're actually building something. And so you're looking at this as a long-term project, whether long-term is 6 months, a year, 2 months, or 2 years. But you can achieve quite a bit in a couple years. So what can you achieve? Well, if you get to the point of earning roughly $5,000 a month as passive income, there's a little trick. You multiply that by 200 to get a million. So what this is it would take roughly having $1 million in the bank invested at 6% interest to generate $5,000 a month. So if I could spend let's say I even spend 4 years to develop my network marketing business where it's generating $5,000 a month, that as a residual income, a passive income, that is the equivalent of me having saved up $1 million. If I could save $1,000 a month, it would take me 83 years to save $1 million. And I can get that equivalent in 2 to 4 years working a network marketing job. So if you are a young person and you want to develop uh, an asset base that would allow you freedom through your life, this is a great tool for that. If you are somebody getting close to retirement who sees that, oh my goodness, I actually don't have as much money as I want to retire on to live the way that I want to live in retirement, again, this is a great tool for you. And if you're somewhere in between, it's a great tool for you. So over and over, there's no other modality that I know of where somebody can generate this asset value with so little money output in such a short time frame. So that is one of the things that has me really excited about this and trying to help other people get out of the box that they're in and get into abundance. So LifeWave itself has 10 different ways to earn income. They say that they've got nine. I include the incentive trips as the number 10. So depending upon your rank within the company, and your rank is dependent upon basically the sales that are generated by you and your team, you have more and more of these income opportunities open to you. They're retail profits from selling the products, premiums on the sales that you do, uh, product introductory bonuses, which are for signing up new brand partners. Then there are more bonuses for building your team beneath you, for ranking up. And when you get to the top, there's what's called the quarterly leadership pool, where you actually participate in the earnings of LifeWave itself. So there's more here than is necessary to go over, but just know that each one of these different ways that you earn incentivizes you to have different behaviors and do different things, which helps to build your team in a solid fashion and helps to support the company solidly. Now, if we look at the numbers, the last data that we have comes from 2024. So this is there's what's called a earnings disclosure statement that's available to everybody to look at to give you an honest picture of what brand partners in LifeWave earn. Um, in As you can see, 94 and a fraction percent of brand partners essentially made nothing. So these are people that signed up as brand partners because they just want to get a better deal, and that is completely valid. Now, if we take those people out of the picture and we look at just the people who are actively trying to build a business, um, the senior presidential director, the top level, and there's a new compensation plan, so there's slightly different levels available now. Back here, that was five out of every 10,000 people achieve that level. Well, if you look at just the people who are building, it's close to 1 out of 100. And this doesn't mean that only 1 out of 100 people can get to that level. It's just that in the flow of how the company is growing, there are just going to be because the company is growing dramatically, there are going to be a lot more people at the lower levels because they have not been in as long. And there's always going to be more people at the lower levels. This is the upside down pyramid right here. But you've got a 1 in 100 chance basically of getting up to a median income of $250,000. And you probably have more than a 1 in 100 chance. It's just a matter of how much time and effort you put into it. So you can see that it can be significant income. Now, how long does it take you to do this? Um, you know, a lot of people can become a manager within days, and even people become directors within weeks or a couple weeks. These middle ranks oftentimes are a month to a couple months or a couple years. Uh, and so within a couple years, you can see you can be adding, let's say you're an executive director, an extra $40,000 a year. That is quite a good income for a little side gig. Now, who's LifeWave for and who is it not for? If you are somebody who loves the product, you have to love the product and be enthusiastic about it, then you're in. If you're just looking to sell something and convince people and hard sell, it's not for you. If you're looking for a guaranteed income, it's not for you because this is it. LifeWave is not guaranteeing the income. It's dependent upon you and your work. Um, if you are dedicated to serving other people, this is a good place to be. If you want to just pressure people, not the place to be. And if you want to be a leader who is a servant leader, somebody who cares about other people, it's a great place to be. If you just see other people as numbers and you want to boss people around and other people are just a path for you to step on to get to where you want to be, this is not the right place. It's not the right culture. It's not the right product. Um, and so what we're looking for is people who want to serve other people, and we are there to support them as to whatever degree that you want the support. So if you feel drawn to LifeWave, if this network marketing seems like an interesting opportunity, I suggest that you learn about the products, that you ask questions of whoever shared this presentation with you. If you need to contact me, please do so. I'm happy to talk more to you and we can connect. And if we can help you join the business and serve other people, that will help fulfill many of the desires that we have in life. So the decision is yours as to where you'd like to be, and we support you in whatever your decision is. So thank you very much. And we can go to Q&A.